They went from heavy giants to light climbers, then back to the top of the food chain. This is the story of how Italian tanks completely reinvented themselves. We start our list with World War I and interwar period. Fiat 2000, a massive steel fortress on tracks. It was one of the heaviest tanks of its era. It moved slowly, but carried a heavy punch for the time. Only 2 were ever built, making it a rare titan of early armoured history. Fiat 3000, Model 21. Based on the French FT-17, this was a nimble little machine. It helped build the foundation of Italy's armoured forces. It was fast for its day and very easy to transport. Fiat 3000 Type 2, an evolution of the original design. It featured dual machine guns and improved reliability for the crew inside. It remained the standard light tank for the Italian army throughout the 1920s. Next, Fiat 3000B. This version brought a much-needed upgrade to the fleet. It swapped out the machine guns for a 37mm cannon to take on harder targets. It was a significant step up in firepower. Fiat 3000, Model 30. The final evolution of this long-running series. It featured a more powerful engine and an improved gun. Even though it was getting old, it stayed in service for a surprisingly long time. The next one, CV-29. A tiny tankette inspired by British designs. It was more of a scout vehicle than a true combat machine. It paved the way for the more famous small tanks that followed in the next decade. L333. This became the backbone of Italian armour for many years. It was incredibly small and cramped for the 2 men inside. It relied on its tiny profile and decent speed to survive on the battlefield. L335. A slightly improved version of the famous tankette. It featured minor mechanical tweaks and better armour plating. It was used in almost every conflict Italy participated in during the mid-1930s. L338. The final major variant of the tankette family. It featured an improved suspension and a single heavy machine gun. It was a brave little design, but it was heavily outclassed by the start of the Second World War. Ansaldo 5T. A prototype light tank that never reached full production. It tried to modernize the light tank concept with a better turret layout. It was an interesting experiment in creating a more capable scouting vehicle. Up next, Ansaldo 9T, a design that bridged the gap between light and medium tanks. It was an ambitious project meant to increase both firepower and protection. It showed that designers were finally looking toward heavier combat roles. Next up, World War II, M1139. A strange transitional design from the late 30s. The main gun was fixed in the hull, while the small turret only held machine guns. This layout proved very difficult to use effectively in actual combat. L640. A proper light tank designed specifically for scouting roles. It was agile and reliable in the field. It served well in the harsh deserts of North Africa and the frozen plains of Russia. M1340. The most famous Italian tank of the Second World War. It was a solid medium tank when it first arrived on the scene. It fought through countless brutal engagements across the North African desert. Next, M1340 Centro Radio. This was a specialized command version of the standard medium tank. It carried extra radio equipment to coordinate large formations of vehicles. This meant sacrificing some ammunition space to make room for the electronics. M1441, an upgraded version of the previous medium tank series. It featured a more powerful engine and better dust filters for desert warfare. It was a tough design, but it was quickly becoming aged by the time it arrived. Up next, M1542, the last of the medium tank series to see active service. It featured a longer, more powerful gun and a much better engine. Unfortunately, it arrived just as the tide of the war was turning against Italy. Up next, M1542 Anti-Aereo, a rare and deadly anti-aircraft variant. It mounted 4 20mm cannons in a brand new turret. It was devastating against low-flying planes and could even shred light ground targets with ease. Up next, Caro Armata Sahariano, inspired by the fast British cruiser tanks. It was incredibly quick and sat very low to the ground. It was designed specifically for high-speed battles in the desert, but the project was cancelled before it could fight. P2640, Italy's only heavy tank to reach production during the war. It featured thick, sloped armor and a powerful 75mm gun. It was a very modern and capable design for its time. Next, P-43, a projected heavy tank that only existed on paper and as a small-scale model. It was meant to be even larger and better protected than the P-40. It represented a major leap forward in Italian heavy tank theory. P-43 bis, an even more powerful upgrade to the P-43 project. It was designed to carry a massive 90mm gun. If it had been built, it could have challenged the very best Allied and Soviet tanks. Moving on to Cold War indigenous, Leone main battle tank. A fascinating joint project with West Germany, it combined Italian design preferences with German mechanical technology. It served as a vital stepping stone toward the development of modern main battle tanks. OF-40 Mark I. A private venture designed specifically for the export market. It shares a lot of its DNA with the German Leopard 1. It featured a very modern fire control system and a powerful main cannon. OF-40 Mark II. This version improved the export design with a fully stabilized gun. This allowed the tank to maintain incredible accuracy while moving at high speeds. It was a major upgrade for combat effectiveness. C-1390 light tank. A lightweight armored vehicle designed for maximum mobility. It packed a big 90mm punch in a very small package. It was perfect for rapid response and flanking maneuvers. To wrap things up, modern era. C1 Arrieta, the pre-production version of Italy's modern main battle tank. It was used for extensive field testing of all the new electronic systems. This ensured everything was ready before full-scale production began. C1 Arrieta, the pre-production version of Italy's modern main battle tank. It was used for extensive field testing of all the new electronic systems. This ensured everything was ready before full-scale production began. Then, Ariete PSO, designed specifically for peace support operations. It features improved protection against mines and handheld anti-tank weapons. It is optimized for safety and performance in difficult urban areas. Ariete AMV, the latest modernization of the Italian main battle tank. It features a much stronger engine and updated digital electronics. It ensures the vehicle stays relevant and deadly on the modern battlefield.